Welcome to Spicy, Sweet and Me. I am going to make a very traditional Indian dessert. It's called Ful Faloodo. So for those of you who know, it's made of eggs and milk and sugar. So let me show you how this is going to be done. Now I do have to make a disclaimer. This is the very first time I'm making this. It is my mom's recipe, but I'm going to try it and I hope that you will enjoy learning it with me. So what I have here is I have 4 eggs and I have separated them. The egg whites and the yellow of the egg is in this dish here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to beat the egg whites, and they have to become fluffy in a hard sort of meringue style foam. Okay, so let me do that and I will show you how it works. Now this can take a little bit of time, so you want to make sure that you make sure that it's the right thickness before you start beating it. So let me just show you as I do it what is happening. Now as I'm preparing the egg whites, here's a pot of water that is being boiled, because what's going to happen is we are going to put this mixture into the water very quickly, only for about 1.5 minutes, just to cook the egg whites, and then we're going to take it out onto a dish. So as you can see, it's turning. Here. I will show you. It's not thick enough yet, and so what will happen is we're going to add milk. We're going to heat Can Carnation milk in a can, half a can of that, 3/4 cup of the regular milk, and you're going to need some cardamom. So I've got some fresh cardamom here. I'm going to put that in. That is just to take out the smell of the egg. So we just want to beat that up. It's getting nice and thick now. I hope you're enjoying your day, and for those of you who are commemorating Ramadan, I hope that your fasts are going well and that you're having some time to reflect. So it's getting thick. I'm going to keep eating it until see there, and I think it still needs to be a little bit more thicker, a little bit more together. So we're just going to do that. So this is, like I said, a very Indian, I want to say, dessert. I grew up with it. My mom used to make it, especially in Ramadan. It would be something that we would have at least once in a month, if not twice. And especially if we were having guests coming over to break the fast. So it's getting there now. Yeah. So it's gotten thick. It's become a thick liquid, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the boiling water. Now you want to make sure the water is boiling, and her instructions are that once you put it in to the boiling water, you want to lower the heat a little bit and cover it, but only for like 1.5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the boiling water, and you want to do it in spoonfuls, just because it is going to grow in the pot, and we're just going to cover that just for like 1.5 minutes. So it is actually going to rise. Now I didn't use all of it just because I actually ran out of room in the pot. So this is a learning for me as well, that I would need a bit of a larger pot. And as this is happening, I'm going to turn on the heat for the milk. So as I mentioned, you're going to need 3/4 cups of milk. And you're going to heat that up. And you want this to come to a boil. And you're going to have half a can of this carnation milk, which you're going to put in there. And I'm just watching the other pot just to make sure that it doesn't overboil there. So I'm going to now, so it's actually like fluffy marshmallow. That's what it looks like. So I am going to take it out and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So again, it doesn't take long for it to get to this consistency. And so this is what it looks like. And we're going to put that in the milk mixture. Now, because I'm also, like I said to you, I have some left over, I am going to complete that. So now that this is in here, you're going to add 4 tablespoons. If you like it sweeter, like I do, then maybe add a little bit more. But her recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of sugar, 4 to 4.5, she said. And we're going to just have that boil with the water. And the key here is to keep stirring it. So that is in there. And then a little bit more of the cardamom that I have. I just kept a little bit aside that you want to put in the milk mixture. And while that is coming to a heated point here, and it's going to start boiling, I just want to whisk the eggs, the yellow of the egg, because this is actually going to be slowly put into the milk mixture. And so that's just liquefied, as you can see. And so here, the water is boiling, so I'm just going to add the remainder of the white egg whites, just because I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to add it all in there, and then I'm going to cover it up again for the minute and a half, just to give it that time to cook. So we're going to do that. As it's cooking there, the milk is actually boiling, so you want it to come to a boil, and then you want to just lower the heat on that so that it doesn't go over the pot. So you want to lower the heat completely. And here, she specifically said that we have to be really careful of putting the egg, the yellow part of the egg, in very, very slowly. But before I do that, I want to just make sure that this is okay. So let me just, I don't know if you can see, but I'm just going to give it another 30 seconds just for it to cook evenly. So the egg whites don't take a long time for it to actually cook. So here we've got the second part ready. And then we just want to take that out and leave it on the plate, because we are going to knead it once the milk is ready. So as you can see, the milk is still boiling here. We want to keep it on low. And then what you want to do here is you just want to add the yolk of the yellow very, very slowly. And you want to keep stirring it because it does have to cook. I'm going to do it with the whisk because I think it's easier. So you just want to add it very, very slowly. You don't want it to become lumpy on this part. So you just let it go in very, very slowly. And the color is going to change into a nice yellow. And this one, you know, the reason it's called Ful Faloodo is because the full is actually, full means flower. So typically you would put rose petals, red or pink rose petals. Now, I don't have rose petals at home, so I'm going to not do that, but that's what makes the dish really pretty, the dessert really pretty. And then you top it with some almonds and some pistachios, which I do have, so I will put that on top. And then you put it in the fridge for it to cool off, and you know, you have it once it's a nice cold dish. And so again, we're just going to keep stirring this so that the egg cooks in the milk and all of the flavors are being integrated. This is one of those dishes that it doesn't need a lot of ingredients, but there's a couple of steps that that you're watching me do, and it's just about being very patient with it. You don't want to rush the process. So I've got all of the eggs in here now. So I'm just going to let that again cook on low, but you know, you want to make sure that the eggs don't become actual curds, right? You just want to make sure that it's all mixed in with the milk. And here, you know, again, you want to control the heat on this so it doesn't overflow. And it's looking really nice. And then over here, what we're going to do is we're going to put the egg whites into a bowl, and then we're going to actually pour this mixture over it. So let me just get a bowl while this is cooking, and I'm going to show you how it's going to look. So you want to put your egg whites in here. Actually, I'm going to get, so you're going to put your egg whites here. Now, there's still water on here, so you want to make sure you don't get the water because there is going to be water that's come out. So you want to just make sure you get just the egg white. I'll just show you here. And then what you do with this mixture is you're going to pour it. It's ready. You're just going to pour it over. Sorry. The pot handles tend to get really, really hot. So then what you do is you just pour it over the egg whites. And you're going to let it cool. And then you're going to top it off with some almonds and some pistachios. So I will show you just with the pistachios. My almonds are actually in the other cupboard, so I'll get them after. But what you basically just want to do is you can chop them up or you can just put them whole. It's nicer if you do have them slivered. But, you know. And here you go. So this is what the dessert looks like. And we're going to cool it before serving it. So it's going to go in the fridge and we'll eat it after dinner. So that's how you make Ful Faloodo. If you want to try it, I will have the recipe in the description so you can follow along. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining in.